Hello and welcome. You are about to hear another loving message from the Divine Feminine, speaking through Mary Hunt. May it help you at every level that you need.
The intention of this message is to bring some information for those who have cancer or for those who know someone who has cancer, so that we can understand more about what cancer means in our lives. Beloved child, we know that if you are listening to this message at this time, that you have either been told that you have cancer or that someone that you love deeply has cancer. We introduce ourselves as the Mother Mary energy, that energy that is the high feminine energy, the divine feminine, the nurturer, that which comes from the highest place of love, that which holds you when you are at your depth of despair, or when you are at the lowest feeling that you may have of your fear. That is probably why you're listening to this message at this time. For you are in fear, are you not? In your society at this time, the word cancer itself strikes fear into your very heart. It is everywhere you seem to look, is it not? You worry whether or not the food that you eat will give you cancer. Whether or not where you fix your food, when you barbecue your food, does it give you carcinogens? You worry whether or not if you smoke. You worry or not if you drink this or if you eat that. You worry on whether or not the very ground that you walk on or that your house sits upon may perhaps be sitting on ground that is percolating with chemicals that have come from several miles away. We have come to tell you that there are some things that you can control, such as your smoking, and some of the things that you eat. And there are some things that you cannot control. There are certain things in your air, certain things in the earth that have seeped into the ground that you have no idea are there. And so you may choose to go through your life being terrified if you would like. But we know that if you are willing to listen to this message, that you are seeking an easier way to live. We are here to tell you that the word cancer is merely a word. Your medical profession has given it a name, cancer. It comes in many different forms. The way it acts in your body is that your cells begin to grow in odd ways. They begin to grow in a very fast rate, to multiply very quickly and sometimes in malformed ways. It seems there is no stopping them. They are out of control. They are the ultimate control issue for your body. Cancer cells have been found in many different parts of the body, have they not? In all the organs, in the bones, in the blood. For many years it has been thought that when it receives the diagnosis of cancer, it has often been thought of as a death sentence, has it not? It is no wonder that it is such a fearsome thought, and it strikes such fear into all of you. We are all aware, dear children on our side, of how fearsome this is for all of you. Know that if you have been given this information that you have cancer, or someone that you love has been given this information or this diagnosis, it is not a punishment by any means. This is not in your body because you have done something wrong. It is certainly not God punishing you for anything. You are our beloved child, and we would never punish you for anything. But it seems that your cells are rapidly changing and progressing and multiplying at a rate that is not healthy for you. And so you are having to choose medical science. Perhaps you are worried about whether or not medical science wants to give you chemicals that are not good for your body. Perhaps you are having to choose whether or not to take chemotherapy, which you have heard is very detrimental to the rest of your body. Perhaps you have heard that it is poisonous. Maybe you have been told that you need to have radiation. Or perhaps you've been told that there's nothing that they can do for you. Has a doctor told you that you only have a certain amount of time to live? Each one of you that is listening at this time has been given information that is different from each other person. And so we are speaking specifically to you, not to the multitudes, but especially to the one that is listening at this very moment. We know who you are. We know your name. We know your problem. And we know your cancer. Can you believe that we know your cancer? And we are hoping that by the end of this message, that you will be willing to get to know your cancer also. No one will tell you to become friends, to become in love with your cancer, will they, dear child? Your doctors will tell you to fight. Your family will tell you to fight. They will tell you, we will fight with you. We will do everything we can. They will tell you it is a battle. But dear child, it is not a battle in the least. You are not fighting for your life, for your life belongs to you, and no one can take it away, and no thing can take it away. Cancer cannot take your life away. you have contracted before you ever came into this lifetime to experience certain things. One of the things that you are experiencing at this time with the cancer is you are experiencing being not in control of your body. You are not in control at this moment. Think back. Perhaps you are a person who has liked to be in control. That is true, is it not? Haven't you been one who've always really liked to know what will happen next? Are you not one who always likes to prepare well in advance? Likes to know what the next step is? Look deeply, dear child, for we read your soul correctly, and we know your path. Indeed, you do like to be in control. And we do not fault you for this in the least, for it is simply a human attribute. There is nothing wrong with being in control, but there are times in your life when it is not a possibility. And at this particular time, with the diagnosis of cancer, this is the time when we are going to tell you that the best thing that you can possibly do is to hand over the controls for the time being to a higher power. Now, you have heard us say that you are God expressing at this time. And indeed you are. Let God express through this cancer. Let God experience through this. Do you remember when you were a child and you wanted to ride one of the wonderful rides at a park? Perhaps it was at Disneyland, one of those wonderful parks that you like to go to. And those rides look so wonderful. Do you remember getting on the ride and there you were strapped in by yourself? Even though someone you might have loved very much was sitting next to you or in front or back of you, but you were in that seatbelt all by yourself, weren't you? And then the ride began and you were going up, 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 higher and higher until you reached the pinnacle. And then there was that moment and the ride began going down faster and faster, and the thrilling part became quite suddenly fearsome, did it not? Do you remember the pit of your stomach, how frightened you were? Years later, when you were older, perhaps you found that quite thrilling, but not the first time, dear child. You were terrified, were you not? For you were not in control and you did not know how long the drop would be. And even though you could watch other people and they were surviving, were you not afraid that you would be the one that would not survive this? This ride. That is what cancer is for you, dear child. This is the E-ride, the E-ticket. It's the ride. And there will be times when you will think you will not survive. And you will know that there are others who have survived before you, and others who will survive after you. And there will be times when you will believe in your heart that you will not survive this. And we will tell you that all you need to do is survive each moment and know that this is the ride of your lifetime. And you are not alone. You are not alone at all. It simply is that you are seated in your own seat with a seatbelt on. But we are right there with you. holding your hand, seated next to you, sometimes holding you in our arms, sometimes rocking you and sometimes carrying you. At this time, there are multitudes of us with you, always there, certainly in the nighttime, certainly in the daytime. We're there when you go to the doctor and he tells you what he needs to tell you. And you would like your doctor to hold your hand and look in your eyes and promise you that everything will be all right. And we know you'd like him to be warmer than he is. You'd like him to be gentle and kind. Perhaps he seems a bit cold to you at times. Remember, dear child, that this doctor has chosen his profession because he wishes to save lives, and he wishes to help all of his patients. But if he opens his heart as far as he would like to, that his heart will be broken and he will be losing energy too much, and he will be of no good to anyone. And so he must not open his heart as much as you would like him to. So he cannot be your very best friend. He must remain your doctor. And so you must place your trust in him and know that he will do his very best for you from a medical standpoint. But find your best friend with your family or your friends. Find your own support group. Trust your doctor to do his medical best. But know that you need to use your support group for holding you up emotionally and standing beside you at all times. If you would like to use holistic methods, they're available to you. There are many holistic doctors. There are many holistic practitioners. There are chiropractors and there are acupuncturists that can help you with the pain. There are many different kinds of holistic practitioners. Seek them out if that is what you prefer. There's no reason why you cannot use Western medical and holistic practitioners at the same time if you choose to. If you have a medical practitioner that does not believe in holistic, he need not know that you're receiving holistic practitioner work. No need to upset the medical practitioner. Help him to do his very best job for you. If you wish to do your acupuncture and use other methods for pain control, by all means do that. You need not challenge the medical profession with your other beliefs. Help all of them to do the very best job that they can. Let that be your responsibility. That you help all of your practitioners to do the very best job that they can, so that they can help you as much as they can. Your responsibility, dear child, is on several fronts. Number one, you need to have a good medical practitioner. Have your family help you find one, or if you have a friend who's been through this kind of medical problem before, then go with their recommendation. Always be honest, tell the absolute truth, and be open with your medical practitioner. Then if you wish to go further and also receive holistic help, then seek that out and find friends that will help you to seek that out also. If you wish to have help with your diet, there are holistic practitioners that will help you with that also. They will all mesh together. You may work them and they will work as an orchestra plays a beautiful piece of music. Set these up and have one person in particular in your life aware of all of your practitioners. And do this while you are still feeling as well as you can in the beginning. The organization of your life is very important in the beginning, so that it's set up so that you have a team. You are the team leader. This is your orchestra and your symphony and your music. And the players are your medical profession and all of your holistic profession and all of your support group. And gather them around you and let them play their parts, for they will have your best interests at heart. Now, another responsibility that you have, dear child, is your family. For you to be open and loving and kind. You will want them to be open and loving and kind to you. For to go through the process of having cancer and coming through the other end of it and being whole again may be a long process. It may be several months long. And there may be times when you are not your most charming self. Do remember that your family loves you and that there will be times when they are stressed beyond your belief. For they will be continuing doing their jobs in their workplace. The children will be continuing to go to school. They will be having their own responsibilities and still be wanting to support you. They will still be loving you and wanting you to do your very best. But respect them enough to know that they may be upset from time to time. They need to get away and enjoy themselves from time to time. And there may be times when you will not be able to go with them. Be open enough that you would enjoy the fact that they can go out and enjoy themselves sometimes when you cannot go. There will be times when you will wish that you could go out and you cannot. Then ask part of your support team, ask someone to come in and watch a movie with you, or play a game with you, or read to you, or something that you enjoy doing with that person. Set up this support team so that you would write down all the people that you think might be willing to help you in any way. It might be a good idea to go through your telephone book. You might want to do this with a close friend or family member in the beginning when you first discover that you have cancer. This is part of the organization. It's part of the way that you're going to take your responsibility and the control that you have. While you won't be able to control the cancer as much as you can control what you can. So you will find a person that will help you organize, and you will go through your telephone book and you will write down the name of people that will be willing to help you. And then you can call these people and say, what do you think you can help me do? I might like to be read to sometimes. I might need to be taken to the doctor. I might need someone to take me to chemotherapy. I might need somebody to do a little cooking for me. Or I might need somebody to exchange library books for me. Or to get me a video and watch it with me. Or I might need someone to read a book to me and discuss it with me. Or there might be someone who is afraid of being around someone with cancer. And you'll discover that there are people like that. And you'll say, you know, you might discover that you might not want to be around me when I'm maybe not feeling too well. So maybe you would like to exchange my library books, or maybe you would like to do a little shopping for me if I need a new sweatsuit or something when I'm more comfortable. you'll find that people will be willing to help you in areas that they're comfortable with, and you can work with them. Not everybody will like to do your cooking, or not everyone will want to read to you, but most of the people that care about you at all want to help you in one way or another. Maybe someone will want to take you to get a haircut, or to see a funny movie in a theater. Now we know that you were not expecting to get this kind of a message, and we do have other information for you following this, but we wanted you to understand at the very beginning of this message that there are certain things that you can take control of, dear child. You are the orchestra leader. And this is the time in the beginning when you can lead your orchestra. There may be times in the process when you are not feeling well enough, and someone may need to take over the leading of the orchestra for a while. But you can get it started, and once it's rolling right along, people will understand how you want it to be run. And people like being part of a support group, and they like feeling there's something they can do to be helpful. Now, as for the cancer itself, the most important thing is to remember that it belongs to you. It belongs to you. It is not your enemy. It is a part of you. It is not something foreign that has gotten into you that must be gotten rid of. It is a part of you that is growing at a rapid rate, and the idea is to get it to slow down its rate of growth. The medicine that the doctors will give you will be bombarding this. It actually is poisonous for your body. And there are many, healers included, who will encourage you to try to blow up your cancer, or try to visualize it being bombarded or being blown up or burned up. And that is one way to take care of it, but we have a more gentle way of looking at things. For we are your mother, and we do think of ourselves as a nurturer. And this is our suggestion. And that is that you look upon your cancer as a part of you that you want to get to know, and that you want to understand, and that you want to communicate with. You are going to get this cancer's attention a lot more easily if you will speak to it in a gentle way. You may call it cancer. You may give it a name, a different name if that name does not please you. You may call it a growth. You may call it a tumor. Whatever you call it, it will know its name. But it would be a good idea for you to develop a personal relationship with it, and to have a conversation each day. And we will give you an example right now of how you could talk to it. You could say, "Dear Cancer, I know you're in there, for the doctors have told me that you are there. And I am feeling the results of that in my body, and it is very uncomfortable. I don't know why you're there. And if I could know why you're there, perhaps I would know how to make you stop growing or to ask you to stop growing. Perhaps you would like to leave my body, or perhaps you're there to teach me something I don't know. And so, dear Cancer, before I go to sleep tonight, I would like to ask my angels and my guides and my masters and you. For, dear Cancer, if you are part of me, then you are part of God. And you are God expressing in my body. And we are God experiencing here on earth. And so I would like to know what I can do so that I may live or understand why you are experiencing in my body at this time. And so I am asking my guides and angels and my masters and my Cancer to explain to me in any way that I can understand what I need to learn from this Cancer, or why I'm experiencing it, or what I'm getting out of it. And I am willing to hear this, or I am willing to see this, or I am willing to understand this. So please, dear ones, help me to understand, for I wish to experience this gently. I wish to experience this fully and thoroughly, for I believe that I have contracted this before I ever came into this body, but it's very difficult for me because I'm in body now and I don't understand. So, dear ones, help me to understand now so that I may use this experience for the highest good of myself, for the highest good of my spirit, for the highest good of my body, for the highest emotional good, and for the highest good of all the people around me. May I experience this. May I be a glorious light. May I treat people well. May my support team support me well. And may those around me learn also. For we are in this together. And may the music that we play together in this orchestration fill the universe with the music of divinity. For all of us together are God experiencing. And so it is. Now you see, dear one that is listening, we are with you in this, and we have given you two ways. On the physical, we have given you a way to organize your life so that you are somewhat in control. And we have given you a way to spiritually handle this in a way that will make it much more easy for you. Now we will give you a third thing to do, and that is with your chemotherapy, with all your medicines, and with your radiation. We will begin with medicine that you take in pill form. Medicine that you take in pill form, hold in your hand each time before you put it in your mouth. Hold it in your hand and know that the energy of the Divine Mother flows through you. Look at this medicine and say, thank you, thank you, thank you, that I live in a country and a time and a place when this medicine is available to me. for this medicine blesses my body. This medicine will go directly for the benefit of my body, to make me whole and healthy. And I thank God and all of universe, and so it is. And then you take the medicine the way your doctors have told you to. You bless it every single time you take it, dear child. And in that way, each pill that you take, it becomes a prayer. It becomes a blessing. And if you have medicine that makes you sick at your stomach, or makes you feel not good in some way, you may hold that pill in your hand and you may say, sometimes I do not feel well when I take this pill. But when I do not feel well, at least I know that it's working. Even that can be a blessing. And now for your chemotherapy, if it's being injected into your veins. And if you have to go and sit for hours at a time while it's being dripped into your veins, do not complain, dear child, at the time that you spend there. You may take a book. You may take a friend. Take this tape. Take a meditation CD. Take something that pleases you, that relaxes you. And say, thank you, Father, for this time that I have. Thank you, Mother, for this relaxation time that I have. And then you look directly at that bottle that is being dripped into your body, and you see that that is liquid gold. That is the energy, the divine energy of the Mother, Father that you express on this planet. And you let it drip into your body. And know that it is seeking out the cancer cells. And be grateful that you have the opportunity to receive it. It is a golden elixir mixed especially for you, and you are most blessed to receive it. And if you are having radiation, and there are large machines around you, if they frighten you, dear child, close your eyes and do not look. And know that someone has designed those machines. Some human being received divine grace. Some human being asleep at night received whisperings in the nighttime, divine intervention that would give him that idea so that you could receive that radiation to help you. And close your eyes and do not look at the large machines. But know that the people that man the machines and the people that are there to serve you, the people that walk on their quiet shoes and place the X's on you with their pens so that they can pinpoint exactly where that radiation can go. And those very large machines are going to pinpoint the radiation exactly where it needs to go in your body. And you say how grateful you are that you would have the ability to be in exactly this place and this time to receive this, which would bless your body. For you are blessed indeed, dear one. You have everything you need physically, medically, emotionally, spiritually, and your support team on your physical side, your orchestra playing its beautiful music, and your support team on our side. You cannot imagine how big that is, for we are there. We are helping you. We are in that large room holding your hand and patting you while you are there with the needles in you or by yourself, and they are pointing that large machine at you, dear one. You are not alone. While the humans feel they must step away because of the radiation, we are not afraid. We are right there. We're holding your hand. Our hand is on your cheek. We are holding you in our arms. You are not alone. You are never alone. When you are at the depth, we are rocking you in our arms. Feel our arms around you, holding you and rocking you back and forth. You are never too heavy for us, dear child. You are always our baby. And you know how we mothers feel about our babies. Beloved one, do not see this as the end of your journey. See this as the beginning of a new phase. You can do this. Strap your seatbelt on and get ready for the e-ride. And we're all in it with you together. We love you. Do not ever doubt that. Make this cancer your friend. And when it is finished, when this cancer no longer needs to be there, it will leave. It will not be your undoing, dear child. It will be one of your greatest teachers and your greatest friend. Do not think in terms of death, for when humans think of death, they think in terms of fear. Think in terms of life, and make this time a quality of life that you have never experienced before. Make this the highest quality of life that you have ever achieved. Cancer is not your death sentence, dear child. It is your opportunity for a much higher life. In this body, at this time, in this moment, you can achieve a much higher quality of life on this planet through this trial. You can do this. We promise you can do it. We are there. You can do this. We love you. And so it is.
For this and other copywritten recorded material, please visit us at www.lookforthelight.com. That's www.lookforthelight.com. Blessings and thank you.